I keep seeing a lot of people that talk about all these woke people, and I don't like to say that either because now white people turn that into, a joke. But I see a lot of people that are like spiritual, or they might not even be spiritual, but like people that like go in and do a lot of reading on esoteric knowledge and whatnot. And then those people are talking about how wine is spirits, right? I'm not denying that at all. I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is that you have divine, well, you should. You should be balanced. If you're spiritual, when you know. Divine feminine, divine masculine, and godlike energy. And we say godlike because we're in these fleshy bodies here. So a lot of people, they don't remember, their spirit that's in their body. It's not seeing like how mine is and seeing the things that we created, So the most that they can get is, let's say, they were around us like golems. They were around us like the animals. They were around us like the demigods. Like they weren't gods. And so, I mean, they basically were just, I mean, I guess that's what they're calling them here, is demigods. They were their own like little baby gods. You know what I'm saying? They weren't, that's how I'm seeing them. I'm seeing they were smaller versions of us. And so if they can't see that, they're going to look at you like, what are you talking about? And then on top of that, before us, then there was Source. And so they talk about spirit, and then there was also the rainforest spirit. So they're saying that wine has spirits, but the way they're talking about it is that it has demons in it, like evil spirits or whatever. No. Okay? Liquor and wine is made from fruit, grain, things from Mother Earth. Okay? Our ancestors made that. Ancient sages made that. They made everything that we consume. Especially everything in the spiritual way that we consume. They weren't just, they were out there drinking, chewing on coca leaves and whatnot when they were doing hard work. Part of the spiritual journey is doing hard physical work, whether that be yoga, building stuff, like all kinds of different things. But when it came down to, let's say, ceremony, because technically that's like ritual, that's like ceremony. So that was a part of their life. They weren't like, oh, let's go to church and then let's take the body and the blood of Jesus and consume it while we're not doing no work. Okay? Let's do that so that we feel better than everybody. No. What they were doing was they were embodying their lifestyle was hard work, hard labor. That was part of their journey. Consuming consumables of all different types and just getting on a spiritual journey in the mind and in the spirit, so that they could see what they needed to see. And not everybody was able to see what they needed to see. And that's why there's only a small amount of gurus. While everybody's out there doing the work, it's only a small amount of them. But what I know is that spirits, wine, and all that is made of the essence of Mother Earth. And not just Mother Earth, the rainforest spirit, because we call it the rainforest spirit because the plants and the stuff that we're seeing here, a lot of that stuff was over there in that other place, in the other planet. So we're not even calling it Mother Earth because over there they didn't call it Earth. It wasn't called Earth. So it's the rainforest spirit. It was a spirit in there. And that spirit made a lot of different animals, and those animals were wild animals, okay? Like how y'all be walking around here acting. Because when they got sent over here, some of them were wild animals. So the misconception behind what a lot of paranoid people like to talk about by saying, when they talk about, you know, people who are living in their divinity and in their divine essence, you know, they might drink, they might smoke. And it's ironic that a lot of people that do talk, some people that talk about it, they don't consume anything, they don't drink, they don't smoke or whatever. But then there's a lot of people that talk about it, they're talking about alcohol. Meanwhile, they're smoking the essence of Mother Earth when they smoking weed. Okay? So they don't have no business opening their mouth saying anything. They don't have no business opening because they don't know what their ass is talking about. So the reason that people are buck wild when they drink alcohol is because, for one, there's so many different alcohols out there, like there's so many different type of weed, and not all of them are going to sit well with you. Like, you could drink I could drink a Pabst Blue Ribbon, 1 can, and I'll throw up right after I drink it. I'm not drunk, I'm not nothing. I'm like, my body is like, do not drink that. That is ill. It's not made right. It's not, the alchemy is not right. So everybody has to basically, or everybody should be, not just, if you drinking something that's having you throw up, you shouldn't be drinking it. It's not that, oh, you're drinking too much, because literally alcohol is basically, if you're drinking the right alcohol for you, you could drink that all the way up until alcohol poisoning, okay, and not be sick. And that's just how it is. But people drink alcohol and they get, you know, they'll get violent or they get nasty, and a lot of people have that trauma attached to that, because people are drinking it and they're not using it for medicine. They're not using it for spiritual journey, none of that. They're just using it. Now, one could argue that if you work and you're stressed and you want to de-stress, that, yeah, you're technically using it as like an antidepressant. The problem is, or we'll say antidepressant because in the moment they're happy, but scientists claim that after you drink alcohol, you're depressed. I mean, that's not true for many of us, okay? Because after I drink, I wake up 2 hours. If I went to sleep 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, it's like 2-3 hours later, I'm waking up and I'm like, I don't, pain free. Yeah, let me get what I need to get done. So that's a different mindset. And then on top of that, if you go in drinking alcohol and you're already in a shitty state of mind, it's 100% that you're either going to be in a shitty mood or a shittier mood. You're going to be not right. And then if you don't have no self-control, then you're going to be even worse. So, because Mother Earth, while she's abundant and fruitful and wonderful, she's lit, okay? All the way lit. And so that's where they get that thought process of evil spirits. That is not a thing. That is not a thing. Because there's, in the rainforest, there's spirits in animals that can cohabitate with each other, that they know, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, let me do this, okay, I need to eat now, and oh, let's go build over here. They're living like that. But then back then there was ones that they knew what they were supposed to be doing, but they weren't trying to do it. They were trying to just kill just to kill. They weren't even hungry. And so that's why there was this whole organized war thing going on. And then even still, because that's not even the only reason. The whole organized war was going on because they were trashing the rainforest while they were going on their little hunts. And it was getting to be too much. But then once the organized war situation was going on, then it became an issue of, even though we're having war, they're still just killing stuff just to kill stuff. So then there was a problem, because then they couldn't cohabitate with other beings. They couldn't cohabitate with other beings that were organized beings. And that was the whole entire issue. So they weren't even evil. They were in the sense of they didn't have no self-control. They didn't want to have no self-control. And so, and nobody was trying to wrangle them up and make them behave the way they were there. They were just like, oh, we'll put them somewhere else. We'll put them in punishment. Make another planet for them. And so, that's what I see. Now, here, you got all kinds of people that are just taking this whole evil situation and putting the label on every single thing. Everything they see that's not right, oh, you're evil. But that's because they found out how to do black magic here. And that's the problem. They found out how to do black magic. So, and they found out because they sat there and they were clocking every single move of down to the decimal point of whatever they could see, the little pieces of the universe that they could see. So even still, they can't see the whole universe. They can't clock everything from where it used to be. They can't see that. And they know that. So even the magic that they have gotten themselves into and that they've been doing, it has harsh consequences to it because, first of all, they're not supposed to be doing that. They're not supposed to be doing it. And they did it anyway. And then they did it to harm others so that they could be in a position of power over these other people. So all that you see is a reflection of the things that they've been doing. To everyone else, and you see, and when you look at them, you see it. So when you see beings that are not doing that, you see them looking good, you see them feeling fresh. No matter what's happening to them, no matter what people are trying to do to them, they're like, I mean, and it's hitting these people in their homes, in their families. Their own families are doing this stuff to them, all kinds of stuff to them, and they still getting up. They still rising from the ashes. And you know, I look at that and I laugh because it's funny to me that people can't let you be happy. Like they feel like they can't. You happy, they have to be like, it irks them that you feel good and that you are in your divinity, you are in your flow, you are in your energy, and you just living in it, and they can't possibly know what that is because they're so miserable. And you know they want the company, you know they want it, but when you're living like this, you're like, I know my worth, and I know my power, I know my strength, and I know my energy, and it's so valuable that I'd rather give it to a stranger that would appreciate me than give it to you who treat me like shit. And that's a fact. And there's plenty, because they started manufacturing narcissists now. So, well, they've been doing it for a couple decades now, but they look at that and they don't see, or they do, and they're delusional, they're in denial about how they are. That's how they are. They get enjoyment out of seeing you suffer, and then they smile in your face, and then and work together with others to bring you down, so that way when they bring you down and they feel like you don't have anybody else, that you'll go to them. You'll ask them for help. And then when you're asking them for help, they feel good because they know that they had something to do with it. That's sick. That's sick. That's people. If they looking at people that are, you know, that hard liquor for hard living, and, you know, people that are spiritual, and they're just like, listen, I don't care. Listen, if you're religious and you said Jesus turned water into wine, what's the problem? What's the problem? Shouldn't be a problem. Number one. Number two, it shouldn't be a problem unless you want to be controlling people. When you want to be controlling everything somebody does and you feel like you own them, You're going to be saying all kinds of bullshit. All kinds of bullshit that doesn't even make sense to even your own religion. Your own religion. That you claim it, but you're really not it. You're really not, you're religious. You're not spiritual. So we just ignore that and we just let it go. Disassociate with that and discard it to the side because it's bullshit. And we don't let it, squash our sunshine, because we're walking on sunshine over here. And moonshine. Sunshine, moonshine, and all. Moonlight, actually, not actually moonshine. Moonshine is good, actually, but moonlight is better. So I'm just saying that little short little bit for you, just a little message of the day, because I'm in the middle of finishing cleaning I'm doing spring cleaning, so I'm taking my time, but I felt like I needed to share that. I'm thinking there's something else, but I'm probably going to come back to that, because 16 minutes is, for the people with the short attention spans. That's as good as I can make it for you, 15 minutes. If I make a short, it's a miracle. Anyway, enjoy your days. Don't let anybody squash your sunshine. If they are, you know you. You know you. They can say whatever they want to say about you. Because when they say that, they say that because they want to bottle you. You wouldn't have all these containers out here, these digital containers, if they didn't want to bottle you. They're already bottling Mother Earth. The essence of Mother Earth. The essence of the rainforest spirit that they simultaneously are trashing. Okay? But they want you to believe that your messages, when you get your messages, your downloads, and your whole spirituality is bullshit because you drink alcohol or you smoke weed. So you shouldn't do it because all that energy there is demonic. I'm like, Mother Earth feels disrespected. Okay? Disrespected when somebody says that. And you want to, you don't even, demonic is scared. Demons. Demons that they pulled out of wherever, the shit they pulled them out of, the darkness, wherever, them dark spirits that they pulled out, they even scared of Mother Earth. And the rainforest spirit. So that's to tell you that somebody is literally thinking like, when you come with your message, you're drunk, you're high, you're delusional, you're not sober. I mean, and we know that we get these messages when we take a shower, wash dishes, cleaning, gardening, walking down the street, when the wind blows in our air, the fucking air conditioner turns on, you watch a movie. It's like this. It just comes when it comes. Many of these messages I had seen before I even started drinking, or before I even smoked or did any kind of substance. So what explanation do you have for that? What explanation do you have for the phenomenon, the plural phenomenons that I've seen before I was even consuming anything? You don't have one. You're just grasping at straws because you want this power. You want these gifts. And you can't get them because you already squandered the gifts that you already been given. You abuse the gifts that you already been given. And you don't want to take accountability for anything that you've ever done, anything that you've ever felt. So the spiritual journey is really not a journey for you, because you really have to go within yourself and look at the things that you've done in your life and forgive your own damn self for your shitty ass jealousy, your shitty ass hatred. You have to do that, because those are natural feelings that people will feel for whatever reason they feel them for. They'll feel them. But they have to see them, acknowledge them, heal them, and let them go. And they don't want to do that. They want to hold on to that negative, shitty ass energy, and then they want to project it onto you. Try to completely erase, completely almost try to debunk what you are doing, how your faith, your entire faith. That's what they want to do. Meanwhile, wanting to bottle you so that they can keep you for themselves and use you how they want to. And that to me is a fucking what are we calling that? It's a shame. It's a shame. Because we're laughing at that, because it's like they don't know, we telling them we feel what they feel. So you don't even have to come to somebody's face and say some shit. They already feel that that's coming out of you. And you got to live with that. Not me, because that's you. You could project it all you want, but that's not mine. That's yours. So that's the reality of the situation. People can do whatever they want to do. They're going to do whatever they want to do anyway. At the end of the day, though, they will face their karma. They will go from top to rock bottom, back up to the top, whatever their journey is going to be. Because even if they don't go on a spiritual journey, their life is going to be a journey no matter what. That's life. How your life is living, and how you are getting through your life, and how you feel through that life. And we're not talking about what you got, what bags you got, what money you got. We're talking about how you feel when you get your ass up, and when you lay your head down, and when you go to sleep. That's the journey. Because it's people offing themselves because they can't live with that. They can't live with those feelings. They can't live with those realities. And that's the fate of people who don't want to face themselves. But, you know, you can't tell nobody nothing. You just got to let them live it. I'm going to tell it, because somebody will receive it and they will hear it and they'll say, okay. But the people that I'm talking about, the people that you could tell them it until you blue in the face. And it'd be like bashing your head into a wall. And they want you to bash your head into the wall so that you can be brain dead, so that you can pretend that your fucking ass is spiritually void and stupid as shit, so that they can feel better about themselves. That's how fucked up these people are. Anyway, enjoy your days. I said 15 minutes, but now we on 23, so. And I forgot to add, Mother Earth is lit, but the whole purpose of communing with Mother Earth was to explain to the people in the tribes the litness, okay? We'll go, it's the litness test, okay? You're gonna be lit if you go in there with if you go in drinking alcohol with a bad mindset, and then on top of that, if it's the wrong alcohol for you, and then on top of that, if somebody is messing with you, calling you all kinds of names, trying to control you while you're supposed to be on your spiritual journey, apparently. So the whole purpose of that was to get messages from the rainforest spirit, who is old as shit. Okay? Old as shit. Shit ain't even as old as her. Okay? And it was to explain to you how you got her fucked up. Don't get her fucked up. Matter of fact, you might not have her fucked up yet, but if you chop down one tree, you already was down that path, and you know they were building stuff. So the lady's like, let me remind them, this is what's too much. What is too much for me? What lines you can't be crossing. And so while she was abundant and fruitful and all that, she still is like, listen, I'm lit. You can't be doing too much. You're doing too much, and I'll have to put the smack down on you. Okay? So that message is something that's supposed to be able to be given, and to you, you're supposed to be able to explain it to people. But that energy, if you can't control that energy, when that energy and that message comes to you, and then you have outside stimuli trying to, be telling you you're a piece of shit and that, oh, you're an alcoholic or this and that, whatever, all kinds of things that they say, then that is going to turn a person with no self-control into a person that is now an abuser, a person that is now a person that is like, listen, I'm going after the innocent people, because they're technically, they might not even be going after somebody that's innocent, but then sometimes they would, because, you got all kinds of stories about people going and abusing kids and stuff. You got all that out there. The issue is that they went in with the wrong headspace, and on top of that, they don't have no self-control. And on top of that, they not even on nobody's spiritual journey or on no medicine journey. They not on none of that. So they're over there and they're just getting a message that they don't have no business getting, because they don't know how to deliver it. And that's why you have the problem that you have. And that's it, because I think I covered everything now.